Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have a report of a disaster in a railroad town that happened just a little while ago. We're going to our reporter, Nick Crossing, who is live on the scene. Good evening, Nick.
Good evening and thank you, Anchorman. As you said, I am live at the railroad town. I am at the north end of the town, and to the left of me is a derailed spare to 76. At this time, we're not exactly sure of the cause of the disaster. We believe it started at the south end of town, near downtown. We're going to reporter OG, who's in the Sky Chopper with the Skycam. Can you hear me, OG? And what are you seeing from up there?
Yes, Nick, as you said, there's a lot of damage that appears to have started at the south end of town. I'm going to just start with what you see next to you and go around the town and tell you what I see. So you had mentioned the Spirit of 76 is derailed, and that's true. It's not completely derailed. The locomotive looks like it's still upright, but the cars are leaning over. One of them has fallen over. As I go closer towards the town here, I can see a lot of people have fallen over, some trees. We have an overturned car. Some of the houses closer are still intact and upright, but as I look across the street, it looks much worse. There's houses that were on the other side of the street that are completely knocked over. The gas station at the end of the road is demolished. We have a bunch of people that were in the park, and they're all laying down. Oddly enough, this house here at the end of the block still seems to be standing and is untouched, although the residents have fallen down. Let me go over to the other end here. So here we are at the town's incline, and as you can see, both trolleys or cars have been knocked off, and the stairs on the bottom platform were knocked over. There are some passengers that were left on the platform here, and they've fallen over. Actually, I guess they're pretty safe there for now until rescue workers can get to them. Let's go up to the top here, on the top platform. We have one would-be passenger that still appears to be standing upright and is unharmed. The other ones, we're not sure of their condition. So as we go closer to town here, we can see that the trolley has been completely knocked off the tracks and is laying on its side. I hope there wasn't any passengers in there. This is very devastating. What could have caused all this? As I go through town here, I can see that most of the buildings in town have been knocked over completely, including City Hall right there, as you can see. And I'm not sure if that was the bakery or the post office right there. And one of the buildings, I think this right here, was in town. I'm not sure. Let me go back here to town. And as you can see, the cars are off the road and shoved all over the place. Oddly enough here, the coffee house or restaurant that's at the end of town here, at the end of the block, is in perfect condition. So I guess if somebody was having coffee or something on this day, they would be doing just fine. Let me go ahead over to the other end of town here, the east end. This is interesting because this part of the town seems to be in pretty good shape. And as you know, the town's church is over here, and the church seems to be untouched, although most of the churchgoers here are laying on the ground. Perhaps they just decided to lay down themselves so they didn't get knocked down and avoid any injury. And the little ranch house here on the end, it seems to be okay. And most of these other houses are alright. We go clear over to the seashore. We can see that that is okay. The lighthouse and the cabin are in good shape. All the other buildings are okay over here. It looks like the Kosing farm is okay and unharmed. The farmer is still standing, assessing damage. The cows are laying down. We don't know if they're just sleeping or if they got knocked down from the disaster here. We're not sure what could have caused all this, but it's pretty devastating. As we go back towards the other part of town again, you can see all the carnage here and the bodies laying all around. It looks like we have the fire department and rescue squad on site to help whoever they can and hopefully find survivors. This is very devastating. Hopefully there are survivors in here. I don't imagine how. We go over here and again you can see the trolley station has been knocked over and some of the other houses in the distance. Let me go back towards you, Nick. Yes, we have some more damage over this way here. The logging factory or company looks like it took a little bit of a hit, and one of the box cars here has been knocked off the track and laying on its side. Okay, back to you, Nick.
Thank you for that report, OG. So yes, it appears that the disaster started down in the downtown area, and it's pretty severe down there. Right now I'm talking to Miss Barbara Kay, and she's going to tell us her version of what happened.
Yes, thank you. I just finished supper, and I went into the living room to sit down and watch Jeopardy. And I was just sitting down, and I heard this loud bang, and the whole house shook. My poor little dog Snots, he was scared. He ran under the sofa and hid. And I came out, I was looking around and couldn't figure out what in the tarnation happened. I thought maybe it was my neighbor there, who's got a barn full of trains, but he seems to be okay. And my other neighbor, Randall Ellison, he's always over there making noise, so I thought maybe something blew up in his garage, but he came over and said he was fine. I just hope my friend Niecy, she lives closer to town, you know. I just hope she's alright. She still has my casserole dish. She watches my dog Snots for me on Tuesdays when I go to my appointment.
Thank you, Miss Kay. You appear to be okay.
Yes, praise the Lord. Not a scratch on me.
Alright. Let me, I believe the mayor is nearby, so we're going to talk to him in a moment.
Yes, Nick, hello.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for being with us. I guess the first question is this Heath's fault? Did he have anything to do with this? And can you tell us anything of what happened?
Yes, I can assure you that Heath had absolutely nothing to do with this, and it's not his fault. The disaster, as you said, happened in downtown area. I can show you what happened.
The problem here was this monitor that fell off the wall. The cause of this is these anchors here that was holding it into the wall. And I don't know if they're faulty or just insufficient, but the whole thing pulled off the wall, and that is what caused the disaster. We had rescue crews remove that right away. Perhaps we can get OG up there in the Skycam to take a look at the site of where the monitor was mounted and give us a little more insight on that. Are you still with us there, OG?
Yes, I am. And as you noted, now I'm at the site of where the monitor was mounted, and yes, we can clearly see now that it has pulled out of the wall, and you can see the holes in the wall where it was mounted and the outline of the monitor.
Thank you there, OG. Yes, that was the town monitor that was used for the townspeople to watch YouTube videos, and that has just fallen off the wall. Mr. Mayor, can you comment on that?
Well, all I could say is I'm going to talk to the town engineers and see what happened. As I showed you before, it could be, I don't know if it's faulty or just insufficient wall anchors that were holding it up.
Okay, fair enough, Mr. Mayor. So, what are we going to do now?
We're going to rebuild. We're going to make the railroad town great again.
Alright, that sounds like a pretty big undertaking there, Mr. Mayor. Do you have support from anyone? Do you have any plans on how to rebuild?
Yes, we've always had an emergency plan ready to go at any time should something like this disaster or anything else happen. So we're all ready to go, and I've already reached out to some other people from other towns. We talked to Mr. Harrison, the mayor up there in Dunderville, and he assured us that he's going to offer some support from the lumber company up there. Dunder Lumber is going to supply whatever we need from there, whatever resources they have. We also hope to get some help from Sparky Electric. to come out with the infrastructure of the town and restore electricity as soon as possible.
Wow, that sounds great, Mr. Mayor. So you're already got the ball rolling and ready to rebuild the town. Is there anyone else that is going to help out?
Yes, as I mentioned, we have several other people that hopefully will pitch in. We have Tyler up there in Lackawanna, and he's great with foundations and landscape and those types of things. And possibly from AT Joe, he's pretty good at repairing whatever railroad damage we may have. He's good at fixing railroad cars and locomotives and such, so maybe we'll hear from him.
Alright, that's great to hear, Mr. Mayor. So you're expecting support from a lot of people. You had mentioned about the railroad itself, and as we noticed from the Skycam there with OG, that the Spirit of 76 has suffered minimal damage on the inner loop. On the outer loop, there's hardly any damage. Do you have any comments on that?
Yes, we're actually fairly lucky in that. On the outer loop, the whole railroad, all the cars and locomotives and engines had been removed from the track just 2 days earlier for some maintenance, and we were doing some light testing of a prototype Gandy Dancer. So actually, when this disaster happened, there was actually no train on the outer loop.
Alright, it's good to hear, Mr. Mayor.
We also hope to get some support from George and Wally over there at GFW. They have a pretty big audience, and we're asking them to spread the word and give us some support. So hopefully we'll hear from them soon.
Okay there, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for your time, and it sounds like you have a lot of work to do and you're a busy man. So I'm going to let you go at this point.
Thank you, Nick. And yes, I do have a lot of things to do, and I'll let you know as things proceed.
Okay, folks, there you have it there. A monitor fell off the wall and destroyed this nice little railroad town, and the mayor is determined to rebuild. OG, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
You want to give us one more flyby and show everyone the carnage here?
Yes, sir. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Alright, thank you for watching.